Yo, what's going on, friends and family? It's Ezana and Solomon talking to you live from Arusha, Tanzania. Today we got an interesting question for you all. It's why should blacks marry whites and other races?
That's a good question. Hey, make sure you all share your comments below. Let us know your answer to the question as to why blacks should marry whites or other races. For me, I'm going to say that they, if they're integrationalists, if they believe if they don't see color, if they're into like this whole everybody is one, or like not everyone is one, but like, oh, we're humans first type ideas. If they don't identify as black, or they don't believe in the black cause, or they're not fighting for like black unity, then all these are reasons why they should. But if they are like Pan-African, and I would say like pro-black from the sense of like sticking to black, then they shouldn't. But I would say pro-black people can marry the white race or any other race. It's not necessarily like a great look, but it's possible, right? They can still be pro-black, just like, because you get other races that are pro-black, you get whites that are pro-black, so it's fitting. If they marry like another pro-black person, I could see that being possible, right? But I think like definitely if you're like for black unity, you can't marry like white, or it doesn't make sense. It's like you're living an oxymoron. So I don't recommend that. But again, it's the 20th century. Everyone's free to marry whoever they want to marry, and I think that like if your heart moves you to, or wherever love points you, marry whoever. But again, I think in those instances that I mentioned, those are instances where it's okay, or like the community will accept like blacks marrying outside of the race, and saying like, yeah, I want a white girl, or a white guy, or whatever the case, because I'm an integrationist. I don't believe blacks really are struggling. I don't believe that racism is real. I don't believe that we need to fight for ourselves. I think that if we just integrate with the whites or the other races, that we'll be great and we'll have just as much as them and stuff like that. So if they believe all that, then yeah, 100% go ahead and marry white. I don't think we need you in the black community anyway. You think like that, but that's my spill. How about you?
Yeah, so there's a lot of benefits to marrying other races, especially marrying white. Like Candace Owens, she married the white dude who's the son of the House of the Lords, and I think that was a power move. She got a great platform. White people by far have more money than blacks, so you're definitely leveling up financially. It looks good when you're walking down the street, especially if you're a black man with a white woman. They say, oh, how did he get this token? How did he get this prize? Yeah. So I think that's amazing. You should absolutely marry outside of your race. And then there's a theory, the Brown theory, that by sleeping with other races and reproducing with other races, we're going to start to turn the world brown anyways. So there's like that elimination of other races theory, which is racist. But that's the theory that some people have. So I think you should marry outside of your race if you don't give a fuck about uplifting your people. 100%. But if you care about uplifting your people, then you should marry you should be black and marry black for multiple reasons. That's family building. That's if you're a black male, you're actually assisting a black woman by bringing her in your family and giving her a better life. If you're a woman, you should marry black because you'll be able to support financially, mentally, a black male. So I think you should, but if you don't give a fuck about uplifting your people, then I think, yeah, you should marry other races for self-gain. Like me, if I didn't give a fuck about uplifting black people, I would marry outside of my race for self-gain because I get to live good. Like
100%.
I had several friends who marry white, friends who marry white women, and their lives are lavish. They're living great. They're happy. The white has provided. White provides because white is right. So yeah, if you actually don't give a fuck about your race, man, marry white. I recommend it. That's it, man. I recommend it.
And especially if you're not like trying to, you know, keep your culture or, you know, like teach your kids your culture, like, because like, you know, often when you marry, you always consider like the outcome of like your children and where would they place be in life. And if you're like, hey, yeah, I don't want my kids to like know what it is to be black, or, you know, I want to introduce them to more like whiter things and things like that, then yeah, 100% marry outside of your race. And again, like, I'm cool with marrying outside of the race. Like me, I think even before I really became like a true Pan-African, I was tempted to marry outside of the race. And then, like, you know, I had an awakening. I was like, man, I'm glad I dodged that bullet. But that was for personal. But at the end of the day, you know, like, I saw the benefits of it. I was like, man, I'm gonna get me a white girl, get me a BMW from her dad, you know, let her dad buy me a house, all types of shit, man. That's just how it is. So, you know, I see the benefits of it. And I can't be mad at a brother or a sister that do decide to do it, because, you know, I commend you all for, you know, leveling up your lives. But I do want you to know that there's a downside to it too, and that's like you basically like not supporting your community. And then like a lot of people don't care about it. So like me, now that, you know, I care about it, or, you know, I'm Pan-African, I don't think I would ever step outside of my race, only because that would be like living an oxymoron. I can't preach like black unity and then unite with like someone that's not black. So I think like, and from a perspective of like not caring about your culture, not caring about like just living as an individual and not like living communal or thinking communal, I think that it's perfectly fine to like, you know, marry outside of your race. Or if like, you know, you fall in love. I mean, a lot of people get this idea of love. You know, for me, love is a choice. I don't think love is like this real thing that like, oh yeah, I just fell in love with this person. Like, not saying it can't happen, but it's a choice, because like if that person cheats on you, you're going to choose not to love them tomorrow.
True.
So again, the love is a choice. So if you choose to love someone outside of your race, that's your prerogative. No hatred your way from me. I just wanted to answer the question, and I think that, you know, I answered it. So for me, I'm good.
Yeah. Just, if you sit in sideline, you're not in the game, you're not fighting for black unity, go ahead, man. Get your white money, man. Level up. If you're a black woman, get that white man, or get that, you know, business Chinese man. Pull a Serena Williams. I'm all for it. So yeah.
I'm only gonna look at you weird. I'm only gonna look at you weird, right? If you say you are Pan-African, or you are like a super pro-black and you screaming black unity. Like, one thing you can't do is come to me and be like, oh yeah, you know, I got my white wife and my half-white kids and black unity, pro-blackness. Because I'm gonna say, oh man, not like if you did it before, and then you say like, oh shit, I woke up, I had an epiphany, now I'm not doing it anymore. All right, I give you your pass back. But if you like, nah man, I love my wife, me and my wife together forever, and she's like, you know, of another race, and you say you pro-black or Pan-African, we got to have a conversation, my brother or sister.
Also, that's true. One thing is, you have to call your wife a white queen. You do. because I would call my wife a black queen. And I think a black woman would call her husband a black queen, a black king as well. So like, you have to say like, oh yeah, my white king, my white queen, and that sounds very slave-like. But those are the few sacrifices. But again,
or maybe they call them like white masters or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very that kinky shit. But yeah.
tie me up, whip me a little bit, that type of shit. You know, I mean, we joking, but like at the end of the day, it's some truth behind every joke, right? But at the end of the day, I would say like, yeah, man, people are free to do whatever they want to do. I mean, there's the 21st century, 22nd century, I don't know, we're in one of these centuries of advancement. So I think like, yeah, man, do what makes your heart happy, do what makes you right.
Yeah, you only live one life.
You only live once. I'm just letting you know to which point I will start judging. Like, if you don't come in my lane and say you Pan-African, you fight, you know, for the unity of black people around the world, then I ain't gonna mess with you. But the moment you come to me telling me that, man, we gotta have a conversation, my friend. That's on the real, because I don't know, I just can't take you serious from that point, because I don't think you believe it, you know, from your actions.
Absolutely not. and then you're pillow talking with like if you're Pan-African or pro-black and you go to sleep, you're pillow talking to the oppressor. So I think that's kind of awkward because like I can't really talk to you seriously because if I start to give you information, I know that you're gonna go back.
Oh yeah, man, I can't tell you nothing, man.
You're gonna get that information.
All I can do is invite you to like maybe the family cookouts.
Yeah, you're
say, hey,
even
what's
that.
up?
You're automatic spy. So
yeah,
I
even
know
if you're
for sure.
not, I still got to treat you like one just because I don't know where your mind frame at.
No,
I don't know if you think
I know
it's
where it's at. It's with the white individual you're laying with. So that's where your mind is going at night. And you're gonna pillow talk. And if you love somebody, you trust somebody. So if I say, hey guys, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow is the day. Blackout Tuesday. Don't tell no white person. You're gonna tell a white person. You will have to. And if you say, no, I won't tell my white wife, then that means you don't trust them as much as you would trust a black wife. So then why would you marry white?
Oh, no. Yeah,
so yeah, you can be pro-black, but don't be Pan-African and marry outside of your race.
Yeah, or try to be like, a proud black and say, yeah, I'm black, I fight for the unity of black people. Because like there's people that do that, like they say, oh yeah, I don't identify with Africa, I don't care about Africa, but I'm like this American black person and I want like black rights and black black that. But I mean, again, if you marry white, you gotta fight for white rights too, because like your wife or your husband need
and
rights.
your children need rights too.
Your children gonna need rights, and especially if they marry again white. Then
and they are
kids.
part white. Like I know, like they try to throw this black on them. Like I think a lot of white people marry black so that they can like steal our genes, and say that their kid is black. But no, your kid is actually white. Obama was white. J. Cole's black. Like we get to choose.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Damian Marley's white. So like we get the Bob Marley's black. We get to choose. I
think sometimes though it puts them in a dilemma. The kids that end up in those like biracial households to a degree, because like at some point they got to choose a side, and and then sometimes they come in speaking for one side with no like real information on it, but just because they have like an appearance they feel like they're entitled to. So I mean that's a whole nother topic for another day. We'll dive deeper into that. But yeah, man, there's so many great reasons out there why you should marry outside of your race. You don't only have to marry black. So be free, choose to marry whoever you want. Thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to comment, share your opinion below. I would love to hear your opinion. And I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, please share your opinion. I love you all. Take care, and until next time.
Yeah, peace and love.
Yo.
You can change the world now. Change the world.